Hey everyone, we're back again with Love Island, season 8. Now we're on episode 21. All right, last time we left off, we had a little issue with Tasha and her sort of waffly sort of connection with Andrew. And she kind of reacted badly to Luca shaking his head when Andrew actually chose her for the recoupling. And she questioned him about it, and they kind of explained that she seems like she's all over the place and she's not as interested in him as he's interested in her, and all that stuff. And now she's kind of moping around the house. All right, just mopey. And Andrew is there, sad sack, just kind of don't know what to do. He's trying to talk to her and she's just kind of avoiding him. See him there, all worried, got all his friends around trying to give him a pep talk. And of course he says, oh, you know what, I'm just going to give her a space, blah, blah, blah. And not even 5 minutes later, he's back trying to talk to her and she kind of just blows him off. All right. And yeah, that's pretty much that. The girls are obviously talking about the guys and their sleep last night and who was hugging and who liked who and whatever. You have what the hell is his name? Charlie. See Charlie here. Yeah, brought a drink for Ekin Sue. He's making the effort with her. She's not really feeling him that much, but you know, she's sort of playing along. Then, oh God, Andrew. So sad. There's Andrew again. See, Tasha is over there by herself, just kind of avoiding everybody. And then he comes over here trying to give her a kiss and talk to her. And then he kind of ends up just walking away by himself. Because she doesn't really want to talk to her. All right. So he's just there, all pissed off, saying he's going to give her space once again. And of course, you know he's not going to do that. All right. When she finally decides that she wants to talk, she doesn't go to talk to Andrew. No. She goes to talk to Luca and Dami once again. See him there. See, she called him for a chat. There, Andrew over there by himself, just kind of looking at it. And yeah, she's gonna ask them questions again and give them a bunch of bullshit stories about how she feels or whatever. And then she does this whole thing where they tell her, well, he's all into you and he's not looking for anybody else, and you're just always open to get to know other people. So it just seems like he's more interested in you than you're interested in him. And then she says, well, he's never told me that. We were always talked about it, and it was always under the impression that I'm going to get to know people and he's going to get to know people, which is bullshit because everyone in the house knows that Andrew is only into her. So there's no way that she, being the closest one to him, somehow misses that he's only into her and he's not looking at anyone else. So she's just definitely just lying. And in the middle of defending herself for what she did, when they felt like she was deceiving him, she tells a lie, which, like, you can't trust anything you say at that point, because when you're lying to defend your lies, your perceived lies, you lost all credibility at that point. Right, so that happened. Sitting around. I think they're all just it's all just getting to them at a certain point where they're just kind of like trapped in this house and they're not going anywhere. They just constantly have to talk about relationship stuff, and yeah, it's definitely taking its toll on them. You can see how drained they are. They're just kind of sitting around, finding different places to just sit around and talk, and yeah, they're just not feeling it. All right, so you have Jay once again making his move on Paige, having conversations, talking about stuff, but like she goes from talking to Jay to going back to kissing Jax, and it's just a weird sort of thing where they were just like where she's just hugging and kissing on Jax, and then Jay calls her for a chat, and then she's telling him that she's open to get to know him, but she's not going to change her behavior with Jax. So he's just like grafting her while seeing her kissing on this other dude. It's just a weird sort of thing. There's also as Charlie is working out with Ekin-Su, we have Jay and Davide over here watching them. They're kind of talking about the whole situation with Ekin-Su, and they're speculating on whether or not Ekin-Su and Jay's relationship is going to last. And Davide brings up the point that she's still into him, which is completely true. Even while she was with Jay, she was still trying to juggle Davide at the same time. And Jay was even worried about her having unfinished business with Davide while they were still kind of an item. So it's absolutely a good point. And she doesn't seem that enthusiastic about Charlie. So just one of those situations. And Jay is done with her, and Davide is done with her. So Charlie is pretty much her only option at this point. All right. So everyone gets ready for the night. Talking relationship stuff. Blah, blah, blah. All the girls kind of got together and they talked to Paige about her situation with Jay and Jax, and they're telling her that it's kind of weird that she's like kissing on Jax and leading on Jay at the same time. So she decided to go and pull Jay aside and talk to him about it. And yeah, it's pretty much just the same point that they had before, where she's saying she's not going to change her behavior with Jax, and he's saying, well, he doesn't really like it, but that's just kind of the situation they're in or whatever. All right. And yeah, Jax, man, he's definitely bothered by the situation where she's like talking to Jay, and the fact that they're sleeping in the same bed together, but he's trying to play it cool. I don't know why. At this point, like, just stop trying to play it cool. But hey, he does things his own way, I guess. All right. Then we have a conversation between Charlie and Tasha. Tasha, who was moping around all day, not talking to Andrew, now got all dressed up, makeup on, and she's having a conversation with Charlie, and she's all smiles and giggles and all that stuff. So yeah. So they had this conversation where he's saying he's interested to get to know her, and she's just like sort of trying to keep it on the low. And she's saying she's not shutting it down. She's pretty much saying, I'm comfortable with what I have with Andrew right now, and I don't want to take a risk with you and all this stuff. Yeah, so it's pretty obvious that she's definitely into him. Then we have Dami and India talking. Then they get a date. See the text on the screen right there, their first date, Dami and India. Nothing much happens on the date. It's just India kind of talking and Dami mumble talking. It's not very interesting, but they had a good time and they enjoyed each other. So there's that. I don't. And Jax, after Paige was done talking to Jay, she went to Jax and told him what the conversation was and all this stuff. And he tells her, I want you to get to know Jay because this is a test for us and it's going to make our relationship even stronger. Even though he knows he doesn't like it, and it's kind of like getting on his nerves. He's still trying to push her to do it. He's trying to project this whole like, oh, I'm cool with it kind of thing. It's just pointless. I don't understand. Like, I understand like controlling your feelings as a man, but like hiding certain things that you don't really need to hide, like it doesn't make you tougher. Like, if you feel that way, you feel that way. Trying to hide it is just going to make it more apparent. And then the fact that you're trying to hide it make you look weak. just you know, I mean, just admit it and deal with it like a man. Like, just weird that he's doing that. But hey, that's him. Ekinsu calls Davide aside to have a conversation. See them here. She calls him inside to have a conversation. And the first question she asks him is that, what do you want to talk about? And he's like, it's like nothing. I mean, she calls him aside to talk to him, and then she's asking him what he wants to talk about. And yeah, it was just like, and then she was like, do you have anything to tell me? And he was like, well, the situation with us is still the same. I still feel the same way about you like you did before, where he's pretty much done with her. And then she does this whole thing where she tries to turn it around when she's like, oh, we just friends, we're just having conversations as friends. And it's just like complete nonsense, man. And to the camera, she's talking about there's a weird sort of vibe between them where she feels something like she doesn't know if it's friendship or relationship or whatever. Just like she's 100% into him. It's ridiculous. And she knows she messed up by going with Jay over him. She knows she messed up, but she can't like be like, oh, I made a mistake. She has to like stand 10 toes down on her nonsense. All right, so India and Dami come back from the date, and they both have positive things to say about the date. They both seem very excited about it. It looks like their relationship is building. All right, time for everyone to go to bed. All right, yes, and I think this was the point where, as they were laying in bed, Jax calls Paige aside, and they went to the stairwell, and that's where he actually starts to talk to her and tell her about how he actually feels, and he's talking about he can't really show his feelings and all this nonsense, which is like something he should have told her the truth way before, and now he's talking about how it really bothers him to see her in bed with Jay and all this stuff, and it's just like, you should have said it from the beginning. That was like the reason that she freaking cried when it first happened, when they first found out that Jay was interested in getting to know her, and then he told her it was fine, go and do it, and she cried about it. It's just like, if you just admitted how you felt in the beginning, could have avoided so many issues. Just stupid drama, I guess. All right, so they go to sleep, and then we have a preview where it looks like Ekin-Su exposed Gemma for wanting to get to know other guys, and she's pissed off about it. So we'll see what happens on the next episode. So until next time.